That is pretty cool. Ooh. Well, let's see what you think. Hi there, welcome back to Am I Tesla Guy? I've got what I think is an exciting product review for you today. It's another product from a company called Handshow. I will link to my prior review of their products down below. And this is a roller shade product you can put up on the roof. You can see it back there. How does it do that? And how does it work? Let's get it installed and find out. So here is the box it comes in, and they do recommend you use 2 people to install this, and I'm going to agree with them because I did do it all myself, but I would not recommend doing that, and I will briefly touch on that why a little bit later. So it comes very well wrapped. You've got a little handy dandy packet of stuff there, some gloves, what I call a spudge tool, and then there's actually an Allen wrench with a handle that you're going to use as part of the install process. There's what it looks like out of the box and unwrapped. I'll take those off later once we get it closer to installed. And so I think the best way to do this, and it's how they recommend, you put down the back seats and you put it in this way. You can already see how it would be easier with 2 people because there would be somebody at this position I'm at right now while the other person was in the back, kind of feeding it up to the front. And I did end up scuffing my headliner in a couple of places, very, very minor scuffs, but they're scuffs nonetheless. Interestingly enough, the product covers the scuffs up, so I won't see them until I take it out, if I ever do that. So I got it all set up, and then I put on my jazz hands gloves here that they gave us. And you start by moving these little tabs, actually they're kind of big tabs, straight back, because you're just going to slide this in between the glass and the headliner in the back. It's actually quite easy to do this, and of course, with the gloves on, it does make everything a little more slippery, so just keep that in mind. But you do that to keep from getting fingerprints or anything else on the product or the headliner while you're working on this. I certainly would hope you weren't installing this with dirty hands anyway. Wash your hands first, and then it shouldn't be a problem. But anyway, that slides in pretty easy. Little look here at the top. There's the roller shade. You can just see that we've got those little tabs that just go in between the glass and the headliner. Now, the front, that was not as easy. Their video online is helpful, but it shows them using the spudge tool kind of thing to prop open in between the headliner and the glass in the front. And then you put the Allen wrench into the hole there where you can see I've got it right now. And it's supposed to make it easier to twist the front tab in between the glass and the headliner. It was not my experience that made it any easier to twist it in. So your mileage may vary on that. I actually had no problem twisting it in without the spudge tool. So it wasn't too terribly difficult. Then you've got these little kind of covers for where the Allen screws are. You just put those over there, really finishes off the look. And you can see here that it matches up really well. The coloring, the fabric has got to be the same. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but it matches up really, really well. The only thing you can see that's different is kind of the weave in the fabric doesn't necessarily line up perfectly. And hopefully you can see that here in the camera. I don't know how well that's coming through. You might have to zoom in, but it is a very, very good match. Very, very good match. And it does look quite OEM. It looks like it came with the car. We actually had a family member, I'll tell you the story about that here in a little bit, who thought that actually it was always part of the car. Here's what it looks like if you're kind of looking straight up at it. You've got the back and then you've got the front. Bring them together and it pretty much closes it off. It's great. It looks really good and it works really well. You can just open one, or you can open the other, or you can open both of them, and you still get a huge chunk of the glass roof. Now you can see here that it blocks several inches on either side and probably 6 to 8 inches on the front and the back. But the glass roof is so big we don't really notice. It does cut down on your headroom though. So you can see there I'm 5'10" and I've got about 2 inches above my head. Obviously a very important consideration is cost, because how do you evaluate cost benefit without knowing what the cost is? So let's take a look here at it. All right, currently on the website as of date of this recording, it is $587. If you use my discount code, MITeslaGuy, I will put it down here and I'll put it in the description, you can get 20% off. That brings it down to $470. So with the discount code, I think it's a lot more palatable. Obviously, I can't make that decision for you. You've got to decide yourself whether you like it or not. So this is probably a great time to share some of our thoughts on our experience with it so far. So what are your thoughts on it?
I love it. I do like the fact that it's the same color as the other fabric on the roof. The only thing I don't like is I don't like that, like when I'm sitting here and I want to open it, I can't open the back. So it's like really far away to open it. So the only option is, if no one's in the back seat, is to open the front only. So not that it's that big of a deal, but that is one thing that I am not a fan of.
Yeah, and I can just barely get it to push back. I don't know if I've got it all pushed back. Yeah, I got it most of the way back, but I have to like really get up on my chair to do it. So
I'm short. The other thing I really like is that when it is open, you don't really notice it very much. So like I have one in my car that's not the same, and you have to like take it down, put it up, take it down, put it up. There's no way to open it. So it is nice that you can open it, and then when it is open, you barely notice that it's up there.
I mean, it definitely takes away some of the glass roof, there's no doubt, but it's still massive. And what it blocks right here is the part where if the sun's on it, it's coming right onto your forehead. So like, I don't mind that at all. The far better view through this roof is in the backseat anyway, right?
It is interesting when it's super hot, when you put your hand on it, like you can feel it keeping the heat.
So if you got it like that, you put it right there, you can feel that it's hot.
Yeah.
The other thing I will say is, again, like she had mentioned, very good match on the color and the fabric. It's got to be the same fabric. It matches so well from a color and style standpoint. Actually, my mom was with us on the recent road trip we took, and she even said, like, the funny part, we laughed a little bit because when you did it, she's like, oh, well, how come you've never closed that before? And we're like, we didn't have it. It's not part of the car. She didn't even notice. That's how well it matches inside the car. So that gives you an idea. My one thing is, I wonder how long these are going to last before it won't stay back. Because if you see right now, if I push it back, it's going to pop out a little bit already. We've talked about liking it, but I will tell you, you absolutely can tell a difference. This car does not get anywhere close to as hot on the inside with that closed. And I do like that it splits. So, you know, if the kids are in the back or your backseat passengers want to have it open because they want to see out, since they have the better view anyway, they can. You can have this closed, or you can just have yours open and they can have theirs closed. Not one of these people gets into all the scientific stuff of, oh, here's the temperature here and here's the temperature here. But it definitely is noticeable. It makes a big difference. So here's the question, cost-benefit analysis. What if I told you it was $587? Would you think it's worth it?
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
I'm a cheapskate, so I feel like if it's super durable and lasts you a long time, yes.
Okay. Yes. So let me do this. What if I told you with my discount code, it's $470? Does that change it, or is that the same analysis?
I mean, it's less than $500.
Yeah. So basically the same thing. It makes it, like I had said earlier, it probably makes it a little more palatable. We're not going to spend your money for you. We're just here to review it. So there are our quick thoughts. As you probably noticed from the discussion between me and my wife, the biggest question is going to be cost benefit. Again, I'm not here to spend your money. I'm just here to share the product, my thoughts on the product, and hopefully that will help you make a decision for you. At the standard price point, I'm really on the fence on it. I do really like it. That's the hard part for me. I do like it. I do think it's well made, and I think it works very well. At the same time, almost $600 is a lot of money. That said, if you use the discount code for the 20% off, I think I would buy it at that price point. That takes almost $100 off of it, and I think it is built well enough that it's going to last a long time. My only question will be on the roller shade part of it, how well that will continue to keep that retention as you push it back. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got value out of it. If you have any questions for me, just drop those in the comment down below. Be happy to interact with you down there. If you've tried this product or other products and have some thoughts on it, drop it down in the comments too. I'd like to chat with you down there. And don't forget, if you do get it, you might as well go ahead and use the discount code because it gets you 20% off. And I will see you on the next video. Hey there, welcome to Am I Tesla Guy? Electric vehicles don't make loud noises like that.